Okay, so welcome to another deep dive with us.
It's great to be here.
And today we're diving into something pretty classic,
Yeah, definitely a classic for
Shakespeare.
us today.
We got a ton of requests about this one,
Yeah, one of the most famous.
Sonnet 18.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, we have some really in-depth analysis from Dr. Chas von Rathod on this one.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, he really breaks down a lot of the nuances and things that maybe we just kind of gloss over when we first read it.
Yeah, and, you know, I think most people at least know the first line of this one, right? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
Right, exactly.
And it's so interesting how that sets up this comparison between, this person that the speaker clearly admires and then this idea of a perfect summer day. But as we get into it, we realize that it's not really just about, saying, oh, you're as beautiful as a summer day.
No, not at all. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of just the starting point. And what Dr. Rathod really digs into is how Shakespeare immediately kind of turns that comparison on its head.
Yeah, so right away the speaker says that the beloved is more lovely and more temperate than a summer's day.
Right. And that's where you start to see, okay, there's something more going on here. He's not just praising someone's beauty. He's actually setting up this contrast between, like you were saying, this person and the fleeting nature of even the most beautiful summer.
Yeah, so let's talk about those imperfections of summer that Shakespeare highlights. He mentions those rough winds that can shake the darling buds of May.
Right. And then he talks about the sun being too hot sometimes, how summer can just be scorching.
And even the way he describes summer's lease hath all too short a date.
Yeah, Rathod points out how Shakespeare emphasizes that summer is fleeting. It's subject to all these imperfections. It can fade really quickly due to, storms or just the natural passage of time.
Yeah, and it really reinforces that sense of summer being beautiful, but also temporary and unpredictable.
Exactly. And then he contrasts that with the beloved's beauty, which he presents as eternal and unchanging.
He's like immune to those imperfections that summer is subject to. It's like
Yeah.
their beauty is somehow above the whims of nature.
Right. And Rathod highlights how Shakespeare uses words like eternal summer shall not fade to really drive home this idea of the beloved's beauty being timeless and permanent.
Yeah, so it's not just about comparing beauty to a summer day. It's about saying your beauty is something more enduring, something that transcends the natural world.
Exactly. And that brings us to one of the main themes that Rathod identifies, the idea that beauty and love can achieve immortality through poetry.
Yeah, this is where the sonnet takes on a whole new meaning. It's not just a romantic gesture. It's actually making a statement about the power of art to preserve and immortalize.
Right. Rathod explains how Shakespeare is essentially saying that the beloved's beauty won't decline because it's been captured in the eternal lines of this sonnet.
Yeah, and how those lines are going to outlive any summer day.
Exactly. And Rathod really digs into this idea of poetry having this unique ability to transcend the limitations of the physical world.
Yeah, and how it can preserve human experiences and emotions in a way that defies time and even death.
Right. In a sense, as long as the poem is read and appreciated, the beloved's essence, in a way, continues to live on.
So this sonnet really becomes like a testament to the power of art to capture and hold on to those fleeting moments of beauty and love.
Absolutely. And that leads us to the final couplet, which is often where Shakespeare really hammers home his point.
Yeah, those last two lines, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee.
And Rathod really emphasizes the significance of those lines. He sees them as the culmination of that central theme of immortality through poetry.
Yeah, it's like Shakespeare is making this bold declaration that the beloved's beauty will endure as long as people are around to read these words.
Exactly. And he's tying the beloved's life force to the life of the poem itself.
And Rathod points out how this shifts the focus from simply praising physical beauty to celebrating the enduring power of art itself.
Right. It's like the poem becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy. It's saying that through its own existence, it's granting immortality to its subject.
And this idea that art can actually triumph over mortality is something that Rathod really highlights in his analysis.
Yeah, it's a powerful concept that Shakespeare returns to again and again in his works.
Now, Rathod also delves into the role of love
Yeah.
in inspiring this artistic creation. It's not just about observing beauty. It's about the powerful emotions that drive the speaker to write.
Right. Rathod argues that the speaker's deep admiration for the beloved's beauty and character is what fuels this creative outpouring.
Yeah, it's like that intensity of feeling needs an outlet. And in this case, it finds expression through poetry.
And Rathod suggests that this love elevates the art to something almost sacred.
Right, it becomes more than just a poem. It's a way to ensure that the beloved's essence lives on through these verses.
And Rathod argues that Shakespeare is ultimately showing us how love can transform fleeting human experiences into enduring works of art.
So this deep dive with Dr. Rathod's insights has really illuminated how Sonnet 18 goes far beyond a simple comparison to a summer's day.
Absolutely. It's a profound meditation on the nature of beauty love and the power of poetry to grant a kind of immortality.
And it leaves us with a really powerful message about the lasting impact of art and how it can keep memories and emotions alive across time.
Yeah, and it makes you think about all the different ways that people throughout history and even today have tried to capture and preserve those precious moments.
Exactly. It's a really thought-provoking idea, and it makes you wonder, you know, in our modern world with all of our technology and creative outlets, what forms of expression might be seen as fulfilling a similar role today?
Yeah, that's a great question to consider. What will be the sonnets of our time? What creations will carry the essence of individuals forward into the future?
Yeah, it's really fascinating to think about, and that's something for all of you listening to ponder as well.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We'll see you next time.